What's going on, everybody? It's the Botch Guy here. We have some tough news, man. The WWE has decided to release an incredible amount of wrestlers, and this is all breaking right now. I just woke up. As you can obviously see, I look like a rejected Wyatt member, but you know, we're going to talk about it. A lot of people are losing their careers, a lot of income, and I hope they all land on their feet. This is brutal news. But let's talk about it individual. I'm going to go through each wrestler one after another on this one right now. Here we go. So we all knew Kurt Angle was going to be leaving. This isn't a big shocker. So, you know, he's a big name, but of course he's a Hall of Famer. He wasn't really doing anything after his big stuff in the WrestleMania and the general manager thing. So everybody knew that was happening. As for Drake Maverick, he was doing a lot of stuff with the Cruiserweight division and a lot of stuff with the 205 Live crew, and he actually did have some moments with the 24/7 championship and some comedy scenes going on in the WWE. So, you know, he was doing some pretty, you know, he was getting TV time, that's for sure. But by far, the biggest surprise of this list, or I don't know, it was a surprise to me, is Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Now, these guys, now I see why they didn't push the OC as hard as I thought they were gonna when they kind of came back together. And holy hell, look at that hair sticking out. Woo! But now I see why they didn't actually get that proper push, because it looks like they were on the outs. Now, I didn't hear too much about it. I heard rumors and inklings that was gonna happen, but I didn't hear too much about it. So this is kind of like a weird thing for me. And just having these two guys who I think are immense talents, these guys are very, very good, but they did not get the proper creative booking that a lot of people were hoping for. And, you know, they do have some to blame for sure, but like they could have done a lot more creative things with them, especially Carl Anderson, who could have been a singles champ or a singles wrestler as well. He had so much talent. I know these guys, man. Like I know these guys are crazy talented. I think they're gonna head over to either AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling, probably New Japan Pro Wrestling, and just kill it over there. And I think they're gonna be fine. But like, what does this mean about AJ Styles? Like AJ Styles, you know, is fucking buried alive. You know, maybe he's gonna show up there too with a zombie gimmick. Who knows, right? Next up, we have a guy like Heath Slater. This guy's been in the company for so many years. It's actually kind of crazy how long he's been in the company. And from reports is basically he's one of the most likable people easily in the back room with the WWE. And he had some runs. We had the Slater Gator thing, and his kids type situation. He had some interesting gimmicks, but he's been around for so long. He was a really good guy who if you don't know what to do with, just throw him in a match with Heath Slater, and I'm sure he'll be fine. And honestly, I think he'll be fine. Like, he'll land on his feet, but I don't know where he would work. I'm thinking maybe somewhere like Impact. Maybe they'll give him an opportunity. Someone who needs someone who's stable, who understands the company. I think that would be a good spot for him, but I don't really know. And another guy who got released was Kurt Hawkins. And Kurt Hawkins, as you guys know, had a thing going on there, but it wasn't a great thing. It was basically trying to break the record for the most losses, period, in the company. And I don't like gimmicks like that. I get it was something, but I don't know. Like, that's a Debbie Downer type gimmick. And I think he kind of got the short end of the stick on that one. The next person on the list, we have Eric Young. Now, Eric Young was a guy who started off on Sanity. He had a lot of hype. He actually was really, really pushed pretty hard at the beginning. And then something happened in between, and it's just like, it just stopped. I don't know. The WWE just lost faith in him, which is very odd to me because he is a very talented wrestler, and he was good on the microphone as well. He had a good look. He was pretty good in the stable, but they didn't push Sanity properly, so it doesn't make any sense, right? It was just a kind of a weird situation there. So that's another one that bites the dust, and there's another guy who I think had more than enough potential to be a really big star in the company, but They didn't give him the chance. So one of the other people is the referee Mike Chioda, or Chioda, however you pronounce it. And this is actually kind of a shocker to me because Mike Chioda has been around in the company for, God knows, so long. And I've always thought he's done a really good job. I would actually maybe go out and say he might be the best WWE referee they have. So this is a shocker. Maybe it's because of how much money he makes. He's been around for a while. But this is a shocker, man. I hope he lands on his feet somewhere. I'm sure he'll find another gig. AEW will probably pick him up like that, man. So like it's gonna happen for sure. Yeah, that's a weird one. Now for the infamous EC3, who didn't get an opportunity at all. EC3, he had his big debut on NXT. It was great. People were hyped out. And then he did nothing at all. In the WWE, he did nothing either. He just had a couple of squash matches, did something with Ambrose on a house show, and that was it. A guy who could have done a lot of good stuff with a guy like, say, The Miz. He could have been in a tag team with The Miz, for example. I thought they would have had really good chemistry. Very similar type of wrestlers, gimmicks. So we don't know the story behind this. I'm sure it's going to get out. Now I'm so curious what are these guys going to be saying, especially EC3, because it's going to get out. So EC3, he's out. The next person on the list is Aiden English, and he was doing some commentary down on NXT, on 205 Live. And Aiden English is a guy who had a really promising and a really good gimmick going on there with Rusev. And of course, he started the whole Rusev Day thing basically. And, you know, Aiden English was kind of like the glue to Rusev. Rusev hasn't been himself since Aiden left. So there goes that chance of potentially putting back together. I don't know. Like, it's a weird one. Like, I think they could have done more with him for sure. But Aiden English was basically the second guy, the big supporting guy, the guy you can put him with a lot of people, and I think he'll do just fine. I think he's a good enough wrestler and he's a good enough talker that he'll find and land on his feet somewhere. Again, I think maybe his style, would probably fit more in Impact Wrestling than an AEW or a New Japan. But who knows, right? There's also other wrestling promotions as well when you're talking about wrestling, you know, the NWA, AAA, and all that stuff, right? Another shocking name on the list is Lio Rush, who, like, had one of the most, like, up and down kind of debuts and re-debuts and manager work. And so Lio Rush was the Cruiserweight champion. Lio Rush was the manager for Bobby Lashley. He had some crazy stuff because he started talking crap on Twitter a while back. He had his return. Everything seemed to be good. Everything seemed to be fine. Immensely talented, young guy. He might be back in the WWE like Daniel Bryan did. And it's a shame, really. But I don't know. I think there's more that meets the eye here, for sure. And it's just a shame on him, man. I thought he could be a really big star in this company. He can talk and he has a good look and he's super fast. And I don't know, man. It's a weird one, man. There has to be more to this one. This one doesn't make too much sense to me. Other promotions will pick him up for sure. He would work in AEW. He has everything for AEW. A perfect place for him. So literally, this just broke right now. Sarah Logan is gone as well. I'm looking at on my phone here, and Sarah Logan. This is a weird one because she just got repackaged. Completely got repackaged. She had like a new lease of life, but then she started jobbing out like crazy. Like she was getting just destroyed in like every match she's had, and it's just like obviously didn't care too much about her, and it's a bit of a shame because Sarah Logan does have a lot of talent. How does this affect, say, the Viking Raiders now who are in the company? And I believe Sarah Logan is engaged to one of them or married to one of them, so that's going to be a kind of weird situation. I don't know where Sarah's gonna go exactly. This one sucks. I'm actually quite shocked by the amount of wrestlers that are getting released. Again, just broke right now. Mike and Maria Kanellis are on the out. Mike and Maria Canellas. Mike Canellas never got an opportunity. I've said this so many times in this video. Like, how many times have I said, oh, you know, this wrestler hasn't had this opportunity, this wrestler hasn't had that opportunity? It's because they didn't. They didn't get legitimate shots. And Maria Canellas did have a few things there, but it's more talent that honestly got the short end of the stick. And Mike Canellas will be a very, very big star in another company. I have no doubt in my mind he has the talent. And Maria Canellas, like fine wine, man. She's going to bounce back. And I'm no doubt in my mind they're going to be bouncing back. So, well, that's everything for now. I might make a part 2 of this video if there's more releases that are going to happen. But obviously, this is just brutal news. And I hope they all land on their feet. I know how it feels. Like, I'm in the same situation right now. My wife in the same situation. I'm sure a lot of your friends and family are in the same situation where it's just tough right now, right? And I really hope that they all land on their feet. And I might be making another video on this. So leave a comment down. I want to know what you guys think, especially now. And just a quick question for you guys. Who do you think out of that entire list was the most underutilized talent that the WWE had?